Hey, what's up? It's Matt in Japan, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you from the Transformers Generation Selects line. This is the Takara Tomy version of Deluxe Centurion drone. So recently picked this up at a local hobby shop, and very happy to have this. I never picked it up when it was released in the States, so I'm very happy to find this in the stores here. So decided to pick him up and see what this guy's all about. So first and foremost, let's take a look at the really cool packaging. So up close and personal, we have Transformers down the left side. You have EX-22 there. And Deluxe Centurion drone. It says the same thing in Japanese right there. And a very cool, very graphic style of the Centurion drone there. So yeah, very cool. And you have Takara Tomy up at the top. You have the logo, Generation Selects logo there on the top of the packaging. And on the bottom, you have all your product info. And not much on the side. It's your typical Generation Selects box as far as the actual cardboard box. And on the back, you have a very nice Decepticon logo front and center. So without further ado, let's get this sleeve off. Take this sleeve off like that. And again, it's your typical Generation Selects box. And then again, it says Deluxe Centurion drone, War for Cybertron -E33. So yeah, let's get this guy cracked open and see what this pack is all about. All right, so I'm just gonna open this box on camera and see what's inside. So let's take a look. Whoa, cool. Yeah, this is my very first time opening this box. So yeah, wow. He looks really cool. Really love that redeco. Really nice. So we'll take a closer look at him in a few minutes. But first and foremost, let's take a look at the Weaponizer Pack. It's really cool how they printed it on the inside of the box. So we'll go through, I'm going to take out the instructions and go through the list of the weapons and see who they belong to. I can name a few right off the top of my head, but there's a couple that I don't know. So anyways, let's get this guy out and the instructions out and all the weapons out, and we'll take a closer look. We have the Deluxe Centurion drone out of the packaging, and I'm not going to spend too much time as this is a redeco of Brunt and Zetar. So we've seen the mold before, but just going to get up close on the details of this guy. And when I opened this package up, yeah, I was very impressed. The amount of detail in the silver and the red, the contrast between the black and the silver and the red is very nice. You see the nice red eye band there on the head. And you just see some really nice paint and nice sculpted detail all throughout the figure. So yeah, again, this is just a redeco of the Brunt and Zetar mold. So not going to spend too much time on that. But again, I really like the colors on this guy. So as far as a redeco, I think this came out really nice. And I think the highlights of the little bit of red here and there on the shoulder missiles and the eyes and a little bit of red on the chest just breaks it up just enough to make it different. So bringing in the other, I only have the Zetar mold right here, so I'll just compare him with Zetar. So there they are side by side. Let's get to the real star of the show, which is the weapon pack. So let's take a look at the weapons. All right, so we're just gonna be taking a look at the weapons one by one. And just to show you in the instruction booklet, they do have a picture of all the weapons that do come in the pack. There are 17 in all. And it would have been really nice if they actually just had a little bit of text underneath saying whose this is. I mean, obviously you can figure out the ones like Megatron's Mace and Optimus's axe and things like that, Roller. But a couple of them I probably couldn't tell you whose they are. So I actually had to go on the Hasbro Pulse website and check. So yeah, it would have been nice if they just had a little bit of text to kind of clarify that. But anyways, it is what it is. So first and foremost, let's take a look at the Energon Cubes it comes with. There are 2 Energon Cubes cast in a sort of violet, almost hot pink plastic. And one of them has a little line there that maybe looks like it's full of Energon, or it's sort of, floating in there. And the other one is just cast in the plastic and there is no detail. So they're just sort of hollow cubes. And we'll just put those off to the side there. Yeah, it's cool. It's a nice little detail to have. The next one is the cage for Ravage. So it is a black plastic cage that opens up, and there's a little bit of detail, which is kind of cool. There's a bit of lock there, and not sure how this thing opens, but okay, there we go. So yeah, it's sort of split into 2 pieces, so it's sort of a diagonal split there. So you can put Ravage in there if you want, and there are little pins, little ports there that just plug in on the side, like so. Maybe no, you gotta have them lined up. Well, this is harder than I thought. Okay, so put those in first, maybe. Yeah, so there's these little pins on both sides. And, okay, there we go. Yeah, sorry about that. So that is the cage for Ravage. We'll just put that off to the side there. Next we're going to look at is the, let's see, sorry, I'm looking on Hasbro Pulse website. This is the Sideswipe Jetpack. So this is a jetpack for the back of Sideswipe. So very cool. So you see there's two pegs there that just peg on the back there, and some really nice molded detail in through there. Get some little wires and things like that. Very nice detail, some nice sculpted detail there. So that goes on Sideswipe, the jetpack for Sideswipe. So we'll put that down there. Let's see, and next we have Roller, which is Optimus Prime's Roller, the very famous Roller. So there he is, done in a really cool blue plastic, and some of the detail on there is just really nice. You see the detail, molded detail in through the seats, and you get some little bit of detail on the wheels, and the wheels do roll. I mean, as it should. He's Roller, so let's see here. He does roll. Not really that great, but he does roll. And then you can put Optimus Prime's gun on top of there. So speaking of Optimus Prime's gun, let's get out his, let's see here, his Ion Blaster. Let's see if we can get it out here. And yeah, this thing is huge. Wow, this is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Wow, really nice. That's a great version of Optimus's Iron Blaster. Wow, yeah, I'm impressed. I really like the finish on this. It's really nice, has a nice matte finish. And you get a little bit of detail in through there. Wow, I'm very impressed with this. And you can take this, there's a port there, so you can plug in Optimus Prime's gun there on Roller. So that's very cool. Wow, I'm really impressed with that. So I'm just gonna move my camera back a little bit to make some room for all the other accessories here. Okay, next we have, let's see here, Trailbreaker's radar dish, not radio. Trailbreaker's radar dish, which is such a really cool accessory to put on Trailbreaker. You see his radar dish there, just cast in that sort of same gray plastic. But again, you get some nice molded detail, especially on the back there. Very, very cool. Can't wait to accessorize all these bots with their new accessories. Really cool. Okay, so let's see here. What do we have next? We'll do sort of the obvious ones. This is Optimus Prime's Energon Axe. It is done in a sort of yellowish, light yellow plastic, very clear plastic, and it just pegs right into his fist there. But really nice, very simple in its design, but a really cool addition to this. This accessory pack or weapon pack. So very cool there. Put that down, and then we'll do the other obvious one, which is Megatron's Energon Mace. Again, done in that same sort of violet hot pink plastic as the Energon Cubes. But again, really nice detail, especially on the chain part there. Some really cool detail. And there is a peg that just fits right in Megatron's hand. And it does have some, has a little bit of movement on the spike, on the ball part, on the mace part. So it can spin around. So that's very cool. Wow. Yeah, again, really excited to get all these guys weaponized. Okay, next one. We have Ironhide's Drill Blaster. Wow, cool. Can't wait to get Ironhide a weapon, finally. Yeah, very cool. Again, just done in that gray plastic, but the detail is really nice. You get some really nice detail on the drill bit there and on the back. So very cool. Yeah, wow. Sorry, I'm just like kind of gushing here. Again, this is my first time with this pack, so very, very excited. And of course, but next we have the Soundwave micro cassette player, and this is a little mini Soundwave. He's so cute. Wow, look at the detail on this. I mean, this thing is tiny. Even the little buttons down to the details on the speakers and the little button on the top. And you have some actually blue paint on there with the gray plastic. And it is hollow on the back, but still, that's a really cool. And it's got a little hole there for putting on other figures and things. So that's really cool. Wow, that's neat. Just gonna put that on top of the Energon Cube there. And let's see what we have next. Next we have Blaster Mode of Shockwave. Yeah, this is very cool too. So you can actually have Shockwave holding himself there. So there is the Blaster Mode for Shockwave. So again, really nice detail, just done in that gray plastic, but very, very cool. Wow, yeah. Can't stop saying wow. Let's see here, what do we have next? Next we have, what is this? What is this little guy here? This looks like a silencer. The Blaster Mode of Megatron. Okay, so this is the silencer for the Blaster Mode of Megatron, which is right here. I see. So this just fits on here, I'm assuming. Yep. Okay, so yeah, there is a little notch. You have to be careful. I don't know how that's showing up on camera. There's a little notch right there that does fit in with the barrel there. So it actually only goes in a certain way. So there is the blaster mode for Megatron. So again, you can have Megatron holding himself, and really cool detail. Really nice to get the nice black on the scope and the handle and the silencer there. Wow, really cool. So it's going to put that down on top of the cage, the Ravage cage. Okay, a few more to go here. Next one is the refractor camera mode. So there's a sort of mini refractor. Would have been nice again if they had added a little bit of paint to this in the sort of the traditional refractor colors. Would have been cool. I mean, they did it on Soundwave, so it would have been nice if they added a little bit of paint. Again, it's hollow on the back, but very cool in its design and some nice sculpted detail there. So yeah, there's refractor in his camera mode. Let's see what else we have. What is this guy? This is Cliff Jumper Glass Gas Blaster. Sorry, no, this is Bumblebee's blaster. I apologize. This is Bumblebee's blaster. So yeah, finally a nice little weapon for Bumblebee here. So very, very cool. Again, just on that same gray plastic, but very effective in its design. Again, so happy to have these weapons for my figures. And then this is the Cliff Jumper Glass Gas Blaster. What a mouthful that is. Cliff Jumper Glass Gas Blaster. Say that 10 times fast. And you see, again, just cast in that gray plastic, but very cool with the detail there. Very excited to get all these guys with their proper selves. And last but not least, you have this tiny little itty bitty Optimus Prime non-converting minifigure. That's what it says on the website. I mean, obviously this is non-converting. If this was converting, that's some engineering right there. So you can see he's just a tiny little mini Optimus Prime. And yeah, again, there's no paint on this guy, just done that gray plastic, but there he is. And that concludes the Weaponizer Pack for Deluxe Class Centurion Drone. So let's pause and let's get some of these weapons on their actual figures and see how they look. Alright, so the first figure we have all armored up is Earthrise Megatron, and just taking a look at himself wielding himself, the blaster there, very cool. And then he has the Energon Mace here too, which is very cool. And one thing I did forget to show you, there is a molded Decepticon logo right there. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there is a nice molded Decepticon logo right there. So very cool. So that is Megatron. Next here we have Optimus Prime with his massive ion blaster and his energy axe. And this just makes the figure for me. I think that blaster just came out amazing. And the Energon axe too looks great as well. And these this weapon pack is just a great addition to have for your figure. Okay, so next figure is Trailbreaker in his vehicle mode, and he does have the radar dish on top, and just a really nice touch to this figure. Just really adds a lot. You notice in the G1 episodes, he often has the radar dish, and it's just a really nice touch. You got a 2-for-1 here with Cliff Jumper and Bumblebee. Bumblebee is holding his blaster, and Cliff Jumper with his glass gas blaster. Again, such a mouthful, but a great addition to these figures. Such a nice touch to have. Okay, so here we have Sideswipe all armored up with his jetpack, and I added some blast effects just to make it look a little bit more convincing. So you can just imagine that Sideswipe is flying through the air, fighting the Decepticons from the sky. And I think this is probably one of my favorite accessories out of this weapon pack. So yeah, really, really cool. All right, here we have Shockwave, and this is highly illogical that he is actually holding himself in weapon mode. But again, very cool. I just really love the fact that you can have Shockwave holding himself in his alternate mode, much like we saw with Megatron. But yeah. And finally, here we have Ironhide with his drill blaster, and looks really cool. Again, just having these extra weapons for these guys just makes all the difference, I think. So yeah, that concludes all the bots. Now on the sides here, I do have Soundwave, and I do have the mini Optimus on the Energon Cubes. And on the side here, just to take a quick look at how Ravage does fit in the cage there. So there you do see Ravage inside the cage. And I just put Refractor up on top there. Maybe he's on the lookout there, spying on any Autobots that might be coming. So very cool. So I know that he's, obviously Ravage has been captured, but, maybe a Refractor slipped in there at the last minute and trying to spy on the Autobots. So very cool. So let's pause and I'll try and get all these guys with their weapons in one shot. Let's see how that works. Okay, so here we have all the weapons in one shot here. And I think this pack is just amazing. I really love the individual weapons and all the components that come with this pack. And it just adds so much playability and so much added content to these figures. Just make them come alive. And of course, with the blast effects and everything else, you can just really create some really cool battle scenes. My only beef about this pack is that it does seem a little bit Autobot heavy. Seems like there's a lot more Autobot weapons than there are Decepticons. But hopefully they'll come out with another Decepticon pack in the near future. Yeah, otherwise, this is an awesome pack. I'm very happy I picked it up. And can't wait to just play with it a little bit more. So yeah, so as it is now, we have all the weapons with the Autobots and the Decepticons, and we'll leave you with this final battle scene. So thanks for watching. This has been Matt in Japan. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day.